It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, Hoops fans. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny, the Jet, the champion, Smith, and Shaquille, the Diesel, the champion several times, O'Neal. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Moments away at Wells Fargo Center, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for Golden State, they've been looking forward to this game and have to be anxious to tip it off. They've been pretty tight-lipped about the game plan coming in, but very soon we'll find out what approach they're going to take. It was arguably the biggest story of the previous offseason. In fact, I would say it is the biggest story of the previous offseason. Kevin Durant and his decision about whether or not to leave Oklahoma City. But here we are, more than a year later, and the dust has settled. Do you guys think it was the right move, Kenny?
Well, it seems clear now that he just wasn't on the same page as OKC, but I don't know if it was the best move because, I mean, Ernie, they were in the conference finals, but he's going to the team that was in the NBA finals. So if you're looking at winning, good move for him.
Kenny, leave him alone. It's hard to fault KD for giving himself the best chance to win. Yeah, he took a lot of flack for leaving OKC, but so what? All I do is win, 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 no matter what, baby.
Hey,
good move, KD.
And leave Kenny alone. And now let's take it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off. Thanks for joining us.
Why are you always sticking up for Kenny and not me?
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We're inside the Wells Fargo Center, live from Philadelphia. It's the 76ers. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Klay Thompson continues to be happy with his role on the Warriors. He said winning is so much fun. It's one thing to put up numbers, and it's another to sacrifice and be on the best team in the NBA. I'll take the latter every time. At the end of the day, people are going to remember championships. That's what it's all about. That's absolutely right. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That's the mindset you have to have. In the end, winning titles should be the ultimate goal. And both teams are pretty loaded in the front court. Chris, that was your neck of the woods, wasn't it? What's it like in there for the big fellas?
Oh, man, they're going to need a lot of ointment after this game. It's going to be a lot of banging. You're going to be sore. You got to bring your big boy hat. No tears. Don't cry to the ref. Just get ready to wrestle. Let's just manhandle each other. Let's have some fun inside.
I bet you were sore after many games, weren't you, with all the contact inside that lane?
Oh, man, can you imagine taking the elbow from a Mutombo or Shaq right in your sternum? Yeah, you come home and you look at your body sometime, you're like, what is this on me? So it's really physical in there, a lot of stuff that the fans kind of don't see, but you got to love it. You got to be ready for it every night.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Golden State looking at who they've got. The sharpshooters, Curry and Thompson, are at the 1 and the 2. Inside, we've got Draymond at the 4 and Pachulia to his side. And it's Durant in at the small forward. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And one thing that Steve Kerr has done so well in his coaching tenure is his ability to handle multiple stars on the same team. You look back at the history of this league, and it isn't always smooth sailing.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this much talent on teams, you can get guys clashing. But Kerr has the team playing as a unit, and players are happy to sacrifice their own stats for playing better basketball. He has everyone buying into the culture they've created.
Now here's Pachulia. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. The offensive rebound. And Green gets it to go.
And this is why Green is a valuable piece. His ability to snag offensive rebounds is so impressive.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Outside Curry. Durant in the corner. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. .146 left in the first. Curry passes to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Thompson's got his first bucket in this one.
Oftentimes we think of Thompson as an outside shooter, but he has the size and the skill set to score inside as well.
Embiid kicks to Redick. Back to Embiid. 14 feet away. That misses off the backboard.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
And Draymond Green just does so many things well on the basketball floor. But to me, above all else, he really is an elite defender who allows this team to be creative with their lineups. You can just put him on any player at any position and feel comfortable with his impact.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy pass.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Pachulia. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And the basket by Curry. And with Green, it just seems that as long as he's going to be in the league, he'll be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Greg has been that dominant on that end of the floor.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one thing's for certain, you don't want to go at him when you need a bucket. Use it as a challenge, almost an insult, if a guy wants to attack him. And he just has a knack for making winning plays on the defensive side of the floor.
Thompson dishes to Curry. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Curry's got his second basket.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Thompson against Redick. Thompson passes to Green. Outside Curry. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. "19 seconds left in the first quarter. The 76ers trail by 10. It's stolen by Curry. Oh, and here comes Curry all alone. That one good for 2. Curry's got 6.
The awareness of everything around him. Curry picks it clean, then off to the races.
Thompson. That shot off. And so it's the Golden State Warriors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And the basketball bloodlines of Klay Thompson. He tells us how his father and brother have become so involved with his success.
Dad always watches more film than me. And I watch film too, not saying I don't. But they're both fans and they have a huge passion for the game. That's why they're still around it.
Yeah, you know, it's great to have that blend of support and competitiveness around you really your whole life.
Yeah, you can try to put a little something over on your coaches from time and again, even your teammates maybe, but family, they'll check you every time.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And for the Warriors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Right, and as the defense collapses, that opens up inside-out opportunities. Productive first quarter.
Volt and Luwawu team together to make the backcourt. Embiid is out there with Dario Saric, and it's Covington in at the 3 spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
Now look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
And J.J. Redick with the prototype when it comes to his release point on that jump shot. So quick off the catch. Always has his feet set and squared and ready to deliver that dagger.
On the clock. Here's Thompson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, that's giving him too much space from mid-range. It doesn't hurt him there. They can't keep doing that.
Here's Embiid. David West grabs the miss. Hey, Greg, with Redick, that great shooting form he has is one of the reasons his game has aged so well.
And a lot of people wondered if Redick would be able to last in the NBA when he was drafted. Might have one of the longest careers of that draft class. Just keeps producing at any age. And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Johnson, he's checked in for Saric. Stauskas comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Fultz. And Golden State also making a change. Livingston's checked in. Now here's Covington. And the rejection by Iguodala. Embiid with the steal from deep three-point range. It's not going to go for him. The Warriors go the other way with it. Curry is inside. He's covered by McConnell. Green kicks it to West. Golden State moving the ball around. Outside Curry. Shot clock at 5. Over McConnell. The shot by Curry, no good. The 76ers trail by 12. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Warriors have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Iguodala kicks to Curry. Unloads from 13. Rebound by Stauskas.
Wasted opportunity. That's a good chance right there for an easy 2 on the open jumper.
Here's McConnell. They get a hand on it. Iguodala with the steal. It's stolen by Stauskas. And so it's the Golden State Warriors up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Steve Kerr. Coach, what did the team do in that first half defensively?
Just competed. You know, we have a very good defensive team, and our guys are getting after. I think we've been a lot better defensively than we have offensively, and some of that defense has led to some transition and some open shots.
Something your guys always fall back on. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome back,
Show.
everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Golden State did not hesitate to set the pace, displaying the force of a tidal wave and some excellent offensive and defensive possessions. They surged their way to a 14-2 start. At the end of one, they were still firmly in control, up by 12 after a tough, hard-fought second quarter. And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Well, Chris, we often ask you who the best power forwards are right now. Let's switch it up. Who do you feel is the best true center in the league right now?
Well, I think you have to look at DeAndre Jordan and defensively what he does, and then maybe go down to Detroit and look at Drummond or Marc Gasol and how he can step back now, shoot the three, and post you up. But to me, it's a no-brainer if we're talking centers, and maybe he's even a power forward. But I got to go with DeMarcus Cousins. He's a 7-footer that can score outside, inside, knock down free throws with consistency, three-pointers with consistency, post you up like an old-school player, and then hit you with some new-school moves. He's something special to watch.
Embiid is intriguing as well, I think.
You have to love Embiid. He's a new school type player too that is so agile, so versatile. You have to love his work ethic, his patience, the big process, and most importantly, I love his personality. It's great for the game. It grows the game. How can you not love this young kid? And hopefully he can stay healthy enough to show us all the great things that he has.
And on the floor for Steve Kerr as we get into the second half, it's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Clay in the backcourt. Durant and Draymond Green, talented forward duo. And it's Pachulia in at the 5 down low. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, Kevin Durant is a unique player. LeBron James said he's a 7-footer with 6-foot ball handling skills, jump shot, and athleticism. It's never been done in our league. Never had a guy that's 7 foot and can do all that, so it sets him apart. Kevin, I'm 6 feet tall, and I can broadcast.
You can, and you can write, and by the way, in the Hall of Fame. DA, thank you.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Timeout called the 76ers. And the Warriors moved Bogut to clear space last season. Many thought they would have trouble filling that center role. But you know what? Pachulia was signed and was the perfect fit for that team.
Kevin, my man Zaza. I mean, he's a vet. He knew exactly what his role would be coming into the team. Still has a great skill set. Fantastic passer for a center. And he can keep possessions alive with his offensive rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
It's stolen by Saric. The 76ers trail by 12. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. The dish to Thompson. Makes it off the glass. Thompson's got his second basket of the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Hole. Green with the rebound. Green's got 4 rebounds now tonight. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Holmes. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Now here's Curry. He's tightly guarded. Green, the screen. Pass to Durant. And he makes good on the layup. Durant's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Reddick. Draymond Green grabs the miss. Green's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Curry passes to McCaw. Outside Curry. Green with a screen for Curry. He dishes it to Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Fultz, no good.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Well, sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
Yeah, they've come out of the break with an eye toward efficiency. One of the advantages they hold in this game.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Move it to the next guy, drive and kick, let it come out in the wash, all right?
And Steve Kerr asking his guys to simply run their offense, share the basketball.
Yeah, and don't just settle for tossing it around the horn. Attack the defense. Play inside out when you can.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The incredible Simmons and Embiid down low. TJ McConnell is out there with Luwawu, and it's Anderson in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. The 76ers trail by 18. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on a team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing if they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say that really what gives me an advantage is that the way that I looked at the game, and hopefully, you know, that gives me a unique perspective when I'm out there trying to talk to other basketball heads like myself.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years, and a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
Covington's checked in for Justin Anderson. Here's McConnell. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity, treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. Now, though, I think they found their treasure trove.
Here's Durant. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deep a hole. Very little time now to climb out.
Embiid, no good. Warriors leading by 20. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Durant drawing the double team.
You too.
And the Warriors with possession here. 5 to shoot. Picked by Pachulia. Livingston dishes to Iguodala. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kevin Durant.
Just the scoring alone. I mean, it's a fantastic game for him. He was just going over, around, through the defense, I mean, all day long.
Julia, good.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
Well, they've gotten serious, stringing together some game-winning buckets.
From 12 feet out, and it's wide right, hits off the rim. And the Warriors with possession here. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Now here's Livingston. He's covered by McConnell. Here's Pachulia. That one goes in.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And here's Livingston. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Steph. Congrats on the win. How does this team continue to be the most cohesive unit possible?
To me, it's a commitment that we know that's going to put us in good position to win every single night. Is if we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back into play. God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry. And I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on the defensive end.
You guys have been one of the best defensive teams in the league the last few years. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.